Hello, Steeler Nation. This is G.Stryker with the Quick Inside Slant. This is a new segment we have going on, and I've got to join live because biggest news just happened in all of the offseason. Steelers have just lost David DeCastro. He is no longer on the team. Quit rubbing it in. You're a Bengals fan. Knock it off. David DeCastro is no longer on the team, and this means we now have a vacuum at right guard. So, yes, that Trey Turner bringing him in and to check him out and give him a workout was the canary in the coal mine. David DeCastro will not be returning this season. My hopes, maybe they sign Trey Turner. That would be nice to have a perennial Pro Bowler come on in and hopefully fill in that slot. But I'll tell you what, Steeler Nation, and I'll give you my take right off the top of my head. The perfect person to play right guard for the Pittsburgh Steelers is already on the roster, and we drafted him last year in the 4th round. His name is Kevin Dotson. Kevin Dotson should be the man moving forward to play right guard for the next decade because that is his natural position. Sure, he can play left guard. I'm fine with him playing left guard, but now that DeCastro's gone, that should be Kevin Dotson's position. Big Dot should be the right guard. So what does that mean about left guard? Who's going to play left guard? Right now on the roster, we currently have Coward that brought him from Chicago. He said to me on the interview when I interviewed him earlier in the year, he can play left guard, and right tackle. Left guard is one of his spots. I'd see him as being maybe the front runner right now going up against Haig for that left guard spot. Possibly BJ Finney if he chooses to split out left. If he gets beaten out of the center spot by Kendrick Green. There's a lot of flux on this line, Steeler Nation. It is now a line that 2 years ago, nobody was a starter on this line. This is a completely revamped line for the Pittsburgh Steelers. So now we have to see how this team does moving forward, protecting an aging quarterback, instituting a new system for Matt Canada, instituting a new running game. This is going to be a crazy year for the Pittsburgh Steelers offensive line. And now we have to go into this year without David DeCastro. So coming up on that, one thing I know for sure, the Steelers save $8.7 million. That brings their total up over about $16 million. So they have plenty of room to make some moves in free agency and grab the best of the best if they need to come in and grab a lineman to really help them lock it down this year. Maybe also bring in a competing third outside linebacker, maybe bringing in a cornerback. Steelers have plenty of money now. And if they re-sign or restructure TJ Watt, they give him a new contract, that $10 million is going to drop as well. Maybe add another $3 or $4 million to this cap, putting us up around 20. Plenty of room to move for the Pittsburgh Steelers, who were so tight up against the cap earlier. It's just been a crazy, crazy day. Rick McKee over there on Periscope, over on Twitter, asked me, what about Turner? He's an option. Obviously, I like the option. I've been saying earlier, though, I prefer Kevin Dotson as my right guard moving forward. And Turner is only a right guard. So with his injury history these last 2 years, give me Dotson. Let's move on. Let's get in a left guard and try to move on and see what we can do. DeCastro was released because of his ankle. It wasn't anything else. He may retire. We've already been talking about speculation for retiring because once a player starts talking about retirement, they have essentially already retired. So he talked about retirement last year. He talked about his heart not being in it. Your heart's not in it. He's now not a Pittsburgh Steeler. Expect him to maybe make an announcement here. He didn't want to play without his best friend Pouncey to his left, and I understand that as well. But moving forward, we have to move forward because Steeler Nation doesn't stay standing pat. And we got to get, Kevin Colbert, the #1 GM in the league, has got to start making his moves now. So the Pittsburgh Steelers are well equipped with that loss of the perennial Pro Bowler, David DeCastro. Also, quick news, Steelers were denied the ability to come into St. Vincent's. So no, we're not going to be able to have fans at St. Vincent's this year to be open practice like we were expecting. What's going to happen, they're going to practice and bounce it between UPMC and Heinz Field. So expect them to be some Steeler fans in the stands when they practice at Heinz Field. Definitely not UPMC because that'll keep with their strict COVID policies. But at least at Heinz Field, we're distanced enough from the players. We're not going to be getting them sick from the stands. So looking forward to seeing them in Heinz Field. Sad and disappointed they are not at St. Vincent's, but we still have a chance to see the Steelers practice this year, starting on the 21st of July here moving forward. Victor asked me, was it a good move to release DeCastro? No, it's never a good move to release a perennial all-pro right guard. No, it had to be on his terms. He's too injured to move forward this year. His heart's not in it. He's not a Steeler. He's moving on with his life's work, as the Emperor Chuck Noll used to say, but we'll see how he does, and hopefully he'll be retiring a Steeler here relatively soon. KMA Preston, we need to go to sign a left guard now. Yes, that's I'm with you too, because I think Dotson should be in the right guard. Not comfortable with anyone in house starting all year, and I agree. Sherman, I'm fine with Sherman coming in here, Adam. I like the cornerback help, no matter who it is. I was really pulling for Poole, but Steelers really tend to like Antoine Brooks as well, our rookie from last year out of Maryland. Smart kid, used to be a quarterback in high school, knows how to play the position, moving from that money back position to come over and play some slot, and has the inside slant at slot this season. So cap is looking, Victor, I just talked about it. We're up to it with the David DeCastro release of $8.7 million. We're right around $16 million now. So that's a ton of money for the Steelers to be able to utilize, and still some room to move. Also, if they restructure TJ Watt, they can drop his cap number from 10 down to about 6 or 7. So that free up another 3-4 million with a longer contract. Moving forward, yes, Banner and Chooks are still the tackles there. Cole Carter, Chooks is going to be left tackle. That's his natural position. Banner's on right tackle, which is his monster moving position. So can't wait to see the both of them get out there and be more run blockers, because that's what they're both best at. And that is why Steeler Nation always cheered when Zach Banner stepped on the field as the extra tackle 2 years ago. We all remember it. We all cheered for him. We all love him. And now we're going to see him knock players on his ass normal time in every play, so we can cheer for him when he comes on the field announced as a starter. Adam's also saying Sherman, Turner, and Houston, go get him. I would love all three of them. Houston definitely too. I think he would be a great situational pass rusher coming in on to spell both Watt and Highsmith, maybe even compete with Highsmith a little bit there too. But obviously a great veteran presence, and I think they need a little bit more veteran presence over Cassius Marsh. He's a good player. They can improve, and that's room to improve. I don't know what you mean about trade or free agency here, Alex. I don't think Steelers are not going to trade for anybody. Their draft capital is low. They've already made some trades here in last year, so they lost a draft pick from that. So, especially when they're going to be starting rebuilding here without Ben, they're going to be trading on draft day. They're not going to be trading now unless something huge happens. So Moses or Turner, if I got to pick, I'm going Turner. But I'd rather have a left guard coming in. So let's see if we can find somebody who can play left guard. Fisher, I think, might be able to do some left guard. But this is the news today, Steeler Nation. Thank you for joining us for this new segment on our quick inside slant. And as always, go Steelers. Screw the Bengals.